Across the expanse of Derwent Water, from the top of Waller Crag, Jenna Fraser could easily make out the muffin-like dome of Crag Hill on the left and the pyramid summit of Grisdale Pike to the right. A steamer chugged gracefully into Hawes End Pier and dropped off a bunch of hardy visitors to the west of the lake. No doubt they'd be off up Cat Bells to take a photograph to post on Facebook, and then back down in time for a pint near some open fire. The steamer barely seemed to move, only the V-shaped wake behind it gave away its progress. Winter was quiet in the lakes, and daylight hours short. Jenna had hiked Cat Bells when she was 3 years old. Fell racing was in her blood. Her father was a Bob Graham Round champion. Jenna herself held the junior record for the fastest time to Dale Head, taking in 6 peaks, a record she'd set 2 years ago when she was only 14. She brought her medals with her today. They clinked around in her bag when she moved, but now they were silent. Only the sound of her panting breath could be heard over the stillness of the fells. At this time of year, close to Christmas, few people ventured along the pretty walks so rammed in the summer, and she knew she'd be alone. She wasn't dressed for a winter run, but it didn't matter. She'd slipped on what was at hand, and that happened to be a pair of comfortable shorts, which she'd slept in, and a vest top. She'd pulled on trainers and pushed a cap onto her head, then filled her bag with the medals. The other stuff she'd packed last night. When she'd left the house, she attracted a few stares of disbelief, given the cold. But as she ran out of town towards the Keswick launch, steam puffing out of her mouth in clouds, she'd seen fewer people and found the solitude she sought. She'd run past perhaps 3 cars, but her concentration had been focused on pounding the pavement rather than looking about. The tears hadn't started until she'd left the launch behind and entered Great Wood, curving away towards Derwent Water's east shore. Now they came in waves and stung her eyes. She didn't bother rubbing them away as she began the steep climb to the top, and they mingled with the snot running from her nose. The only thing that concerned her was ridding herself of the noise in her head that wouldn't go away. Her legs should have ached, her heart should have been beating out of her chest, and she should be freezing, hypothermic even, but the obsession with the noise had kept her driving forward until she'd come across this place of isolation above the lake. Alone and exhausted, she'd stopped and looked out from Waller Crag, beyond the lake and towards the west, where, underneath the cloud, the sea came close to freezing. She dropped her bag and scratched her forearms, where her veins burned. Jenna was no longer a champion, but she had one more run to perform.